De Blasi's Sandwich Shop. That's where my big night started. I'd been dreaming about it for months. My best friend and I sat there eating our cheesesteaks and French fries. And after we finished, we walked over to her house and decided we were going to get changed and get ready for the big night. I decided to wear bell bottoms and platforms and not too tight of pants. I wanted them to be snug and attractive but not sleazy. And I wore a peasant top that had multicolored embroidery around the neck and the sleeves. And I knew I looked as good as I could possibly look that night, because I didn't want to be a wallflower for the middle school dance. If nobody was going to ask me, I was going to ask people. My mother told me, you have a mouth, learn how to use it. So I decided to make a mental list of all the popular, cute guys in my class, and I was going to go down one by one and ask them to slow dance with me. So we walked to the school, my friend and I. We get there and the portico is abuzz with kids from 6th grade to 8th grade, and we make our way into the cafeteria that was transformed for the spring dance. And our other friends ran up to us and met us, and we parked ourselves right near the DJ's table, and the sound started pulsating. S-A-T-U-R-D-A-Y, night, by the Bay City Rollers, and all the girls started hollering and ran out to the floor. They're just jumping around, and I decided to hang back and just watch, because I wanted to see everything. And I noticed this little group of guys on the other side of the cafeteria. Those were the guys that I wanted to dance with. They were all the jocks, all the sports guys. And so the next song was a slow song. It was Mandy by Barry Manilow. Not my favorite, but I thought, this is my chance. I gotta ask the first guy. So I start walking across the cafeteria, making my way over to them, and out of the corner of my eye, I see something moving, so I kind of look over, and there's this kid over there hanging in the doorway, and I recognized him from my homeroom. And he's kind of waving, and I'm just kind of like going like this, because he wears brown plastic glasses, and he wears earth shoes, and he's short. And I didn't want to acknowledge him, so I just kept going. I go over to the guys in the group. I ask the first one if he'll dance with me, and he says, okay. So we start dancing, and it was stiff, and it was awkward, and it was that weird hunched over thing that he's holding me because he was so tall. And I closed my eyes for a while, but when I opened them, I saw the homeroom kid watching us. And I'm like, I just felt uncomfortable, so I closed my eyes again. Okay, the song's over, I walk back to my friends. And the next song was The Hustle, you know. Dun, 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 dun. And all my friends are like, we gotta go out and dance, because we learned how to do this in gym class earlier this year. So we go out there and we're all over the place, and all of a sudden, homeroom kid comes out and starts dancing with us. And we're all looking at each other, and he's actually pretty darn good. I mean, not John Travolta, but he did okay. So we're out there dancing and having fun and just like all looking at each other thinking, what the heck? But the rest of the night, homeroom kid came out for all the fast dances and danced with all of us, you know, just weaving in and out between me and my friends. And one by one, I asked all the jocks, and each one said yes, and I danced with them. And then they announced the last song of the evening was going to be played. And I'm like, this is my big chance. I'm going to ask the most popular guy in my class to dance. I start walking over there, and all of a sudden, I'm intercepted by homeroom guy. And he asked me to dance. I'm thinking to myself, are you kidding me? I hear the song starting to play. It's Eric Carmen's All By Myself. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? I can't tell him no. So I answer with my heart instead of my head, and we start dancing. And it really felt kind of good. It felt kind of warm. It felt kind of like he cared about me. And so we're dancing, and when the song ends, he grabs my hand and pulls me out to the exit and out to the portico and behind this pillar, and he gives me the biggest, longest kiss I ever had. And I'm like looking into his green eyes and thinking what my mom said, man, this kid has a mouth, and he knows how to use it. That was the beginning of my first crush, and my most unforgettable lesson of not judging a book by its cover. Thank you.